All right, day 3. So all the core gameplay and the visuals are in. Hello there. How's it going? All the core, the game is there. It's just up to adding the sounds and little effects just to polish the game. So hopefully we'll be able to finish that up today in 2 hours or so. Hi Vishal, how's it going? Awesome, I'm glad it was helpful. Okay, so what's next? The high score. Do I want to do that first, or let's tackle the bug first? Looks like whenever I go through one pipe, it just brings back my old score for some reason, even though I don't have any saving set up. Oh, it doesn't do that anymore. Bug fixed, I guess. If I restart. Ah, there we go. It's doing that between play sessions for some reason. Not sure why it's even saving. I haven't set up any saving logic. Core UI. Let's see. Let's try that again. Why does VS Code open 2 windows every time? Is this the correct one? It's annoying. Is it still working? It's not. What's the goal of Flappy Duck? It is, so we're doing the 20 games challenge, where it's basically a list of a bunch of games that you just get through. And it's just a way to practice your game dev skills. So just starting from number 1. So each game in the list you have some options. So Pong or Flappy Bird. I chose Flappy Bird. So once you finish that, you move on to the next one, and then the next one, and each one gets more and more complicated. So it's just a good way to practice your general game dev skills. All right. So is VS Code working still? Miscellaneous files. Why is that? Just close everything. And try that again. Yeah, I saw tic-tac-toe in the list. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was because of the AI component. Yeah. So there's a few interesting ones. I've always heard of Game of Life, but I don't really know too much about it. So I was thinking I'll tackle this one when I get there, if I get to the fifth one. Seems very interesting. So, has it worked? Why isn't this working? Let's try on file manager. Let's try opening this folder with VS Code. Of course, there's no option there. Let's just try opening VS Code first. Yeah, I remember watching videos about Game of Life years ago, but never really looked into it, so it'll be an interesting project. So I just want to go with open folder, open Flappy Bird. Does that not work? What's going on? There we go, finally. Okay. Now we can get started. So we have a score increased signal. And where is this coming from? Oh, wait, this one. That's what I'm looking for. Also not apparently. Well, it should be in globals. Score increase. So why is this persisting across multiple play sessions? Because if I play now, it starts off at 0, but then when I score 1 point, well, it's working again. Okay, let's restart. Oh, I think I see. The score isn't being reset when you restart through. Okay, so this works, but if I hit restart, then it'll start adding up from 2. So this should now be 2. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So when the game is over, so where is this being called? let's just set the score to 0 here. Okay. That should fix it. So now if I lose and restart, that did not fix it. Interesting. Huh. Why is that? Oh, did I do it only when... I only did it on the floor. Is it? Okay, so that's not where I want that to happen. So I guess I'll just add a ready function in here and connect to score increase. Oh wait, no, not score increased. I want game over. So when the game is over, from whatever source, we want to set the score back to 0. Now that should work. What? Yes, we are. Hopefully can get it done today though. The game is done, it's just the finishing touches and polish that's left. So... where were we? Did I remove Emmet game over? I think I accidentally removed it completely. Let's go to main and... yeah, I got rid of it on accident. There. And this shouldn't... okay, so I was supposed to remove that, not this line. So score some points and then if I restart, that should reset the score back to 0 now. There we go. Nice. And let's just test it one more time. Awesome. Perfect. Any experience with JetBrains Rider? I tried it a couple of times. I'm so used to using VS Code that I found it a bit difficult to get into. For some reason, even though it's just another code editor, shouldn't be too different, but I don't know. I just couldn't really get into it. Like, I really wanted to get into it, so I tried it a year and a half ago, and then I came back a year ago, I think, and tried again, but nope, just could not get into it. I don't know what's different about it that made me not be able to get into it, but yeah, just used to VS Code, I guess. Alright, so that is done. Okay. Didn't realize we already had some here. Animate the score label. Let's do that first. Right, so the score label should be in main. Let's make some better UI for the score. Is this a scene? It's not a scene, okay. So let's turn this into a panel container. Whoa. And then align it to the top and select it because it is locked. Unlock that. Alright, let's go with something like that. Let's, I guess, use the same color as this one. I'll add this as a swatch. I'll add this one as well in case I need it later. That blends in too much, but maybe if I have an outline, that should help. Let's see. Let's use some expand margins, like 5 or 10. Looks okay. So back here, let's give it some corner radius. Core UI. There. Should probably center the cores. Looks fine here, but just that doesn't look great. I think I can just grab this and there we go. Maybe give this some extra room so that it's able to fit all the numbers. And maybe a slightly smaller. There. Nice. I think I'm going to just scrap this. I don't think we really need a main menu for this. And let's just create a small animation for this. Whenever the player gets a point, we just want to play a little animation. Or you know what, let's skip through that as well. No need to make it that fancy, just Flappy Bird. Sounds I do want to do though, so let's start with that. I did bring in some sounds beforehand. What you? This one just doesn't want to work. Alright, I guess we will skip that one. We have 4 other quacks, so should be fine. Alright, so whenever, let's start with a scene that is a audio stream player. Doesn't have to be 2D. Let's just do a normal audio stream player, and this can have a audio stream randomizer. Can I drag in all of these at once? I cannot. So we have our quacks in there. Let's make this unaffected by pausing, so it always runs in case the game ends and the game pauses. Now, what sounds do we need? When the score increases, whenever you flap, when the game is over, and when you hit a new high score. Okay. Haven't implemented high score yet, so should probably do that next. So let's do when the score increases first. What I think I can do is create a game manager Or actually, let's just do the sounds on the respective objects. So for the quacks, or what was the first one? When the score increases, I guess I can do that in main. Let's listen to whenever the score increases. And in here we can add the audio component. And I just realized I didn't have to add each of these in here. So I guess I didn't even need a component for something this simple, but in case we need it we need it to be across multiple nodes with the same properties, we can use that, or it'll come in handy. But in here we just want why are there no streams? Let's just add a new randomizer, and in this case we just want score increased. And in main, let's get a reference first. Or what else do we want in main? We also want game over in main, so let's just do that as well. So in this case, it doesn't even need to be a randomizer. It can just be a single audio stream. So I'll just drag score increased in here. And for this, hello Sid, how are you? Game over audio. Drag that in, and now I can get references to each of these. So when the score increases, we just want to grab the score increased audio and play that, and whenever the game is over, we want to play the game over audio. There we go. I think they're a bit too loud. Let's decrease the volume here by default. So let's try -3. Yep, -3, and let's also try a random pitch. Oh, so the audio stream randomizer can do random pitch and volume. That's good. Let's try 1.2. In that case, I actually want these to be randomizers as well. So I'll just create new audio stream randomizers for each of these. And drag that in. Game over audio. Game over. Score increased. Alright. Looks like score increased plays whenever you lose as well, interestingly. Why is that? Maybe it's because the obstacle pair has this thing way too close, so let's make it a lot thinner and maybe even more to the right. You have to get past the whole thing to have the score increase. Okay, I think it's being set to 0 and it's playing it because it's set to 0. So main, let's not play this if the score is equal to 0. So let's just return. There we go. That works. And I think I can bring this back to the middle again. The sound effects were from Pixabay. This website here. Just search up whatever sounds you want, and I think I grabbed one of these, yeah. There. That's the one we'll be implementing next. So, going back to the player. Let's add the audio component again. Randomizer, let's do a new randomizer with each of the quack sounds. And then play one of those every time we click. So animation player, and also, well, we need a reference. Let's call it Quack Audio. Grab a reference to that. And play that. So that should be that done, hopefully that done. Let's see. There we go. That works. Alright. So that is also done. Next should be saving the high score. So I actually have some code for saving high score in another project I made. So I'm going to just yoink it from there. Because I cannot be bothered to code high scores again. And here it should be save game. We'll grab that. And I'll just paste it in here. So save game, and also I think it was game manager. Copy that, paste it in here, and I should have them here. Right. No, I don't have any games released yet. So, game manager, drop the script in there, and get rid of that. We don't need that. So this is basically creating a save game resource, which is also something I imported. This resource just has a field for the high score and has a string path, and just uses the resource saver class to write to a file at that path. And in here we have this function. So we basically want to call this in ready whenever our game starts. So I guess I can just do that in here. So if the save already exists, then or if it doesn't exist, we create one. If it does already exist, we just load what's already in the save. And I can use this to save every time I need to. So whenever the game is over, so I guess in main, does game manager have it has the save game. Is there a way to get the current high score? The public field, so I can make a function for it. Let's just make it a pass-through function where I just grab the save game's high score. Oh, well, this needs to return an integer. Alright, so now in globals, no, main. Whenever the game is over, I can check the current high score. So that should be, it looks like game manager is a singleton. So game manager dot instance dot get high score, and if the high score is, or if the current score so I should have, how do I get the score? I think it was in globals, public property. So if the score when the game is over is greater than the current high score, we want to save the current score. One thing I am worried about is this. So if this runs first, that would mean score will be reset to 0 before we can grab the high score. So let's see if this runs first. Or you know what? I don't have to set this to 0 here at all. Let's actually get rid of that. And in main, whenever we are ready, let's just set globals dot instance dot score to 0 on ready. So the next time we play, when the game restarts, that's when it gets set to 0. So now we don't have to worry about this anymore. Let's just keep the print to test it out. And let's actually print. Oh, looks like I ran the game on accident. Let's grab that. I love the quacks. Okay, saving high score, we have a new high score. And now if I restart, and let's say I get a score of 1. Oh, I have an error. Let's see. Something to do with our audio. I just need to dispose this as well. Saving high score, or well, it's printing it no matter what, so let's actually bring these in here so that they only print whenever we're actually saving the high score. If I die there, that should not print anything. Now if I get 3, I should see a new high score saved. There we go. New high score is saved. So now what I can do, high score display, yeah, that's the plan. So let's go to the game over UI and display it here. So in here, since I have a VBox, let's just go in here, add a high score label. So I'll call this, or let's actually use a rich text label. We can have some fun with that. Go in there, horizontal alignment center, vertical center. That is not visible for some reason. Fit content. There we go. And does this have a size? We have outline size. Font sizes, okay. Normal font size. Increase that. And this can be the high score label. So this didn't need to be a rich text. Let's change this to new high score label, and we'll just have it tell us what, or tell us when there's a new high score. So new high score. And what we can do is use BB code and grab the wave. So I put that in there, grab this text and replace this. There we go. Now we can increase the, I think amplitude is fine. This can be a lot faster. That's too fast. 15. Also too fast. 10. Not bad. Maybe experiment with this as well. What if it's 100? Kind of works. A bit too much. It clips at the bottom, so let's try 90. Still clips. 80, 70, 60, 50. Okay, we're back to 50. Or I could maybe just add a custom minimum. Or just use the font size actually. I don't think that will solve the issue though. Let's try anyways. Maybe 40. There. And then I'll give it a custom minimum of something like that. I think that works. And this can be a nice gold color. And let's also add an outline. Do I want a black outline? I think if I set the outline to the same color, that looks horrible. Smaller outline? An outline does make it look rounder or thicker, even if it's the same color. That looks fine, I think. Not bad. Or maybe just have a different color. That clips it again though. Yeah, I think I'll just use the same color. Something like that. The color could be slightly different. That's better. So if I go in here, so what I can do is create another another signal for when there is a new high score. Do I need the score in here? Probably not. And emit that. And in main, whenever I have a new high score, I can save that first and then emit the new high score. Is that not public? Not the game manager, globals. So emit that, and then in the UI, let's connect to the signal, and let's also remember to dispose it. So we want to basically, so let's keep this hidden by default. So on ready, I'll actually first, I need to grab a reference. And on ready, I will hide it. And when there's a new high score, I can set its visibility to true. Multiple errors on start. What is? Why is that? Why is this not initialized? By the time this is ready, this should be initialized. The name was correct. Why is it null? Is weird. Oh, am I in the wrong? This wasn't supposed to be in this script at all. Whoops. Let's go to Game Over UI. That's where I was supposed to do this. So this new high score, we grab this here or move that here. On new high score, and then move this. as well as these. And finally, dispose of it. There we go. All of that code was in the completely wrong script. So now, if I play this should work. Oops. So when I cross 3, it should give me a new high score. If I die now, there we go. And if I just stay normally, that shouldn't be there. Nice. And now we just need a display for the actual high score. Let's center align this. And let's actually give this whole section its own panel container. And another VBox container for each of these. And this panel container style. How does it already have the blue color? I haven't set it. That's interesting. And I haven't set up a theme either, so no clue why that's blue by default. Some tertiary color like that, and let's give it some corner radius, maybe 20. Looks decent. Let's also give it some margins. The margin container was supposed to go here. There. That works. Let's try 10. I think top and bottom margins should be good enough. So let's do 10. Yep. And 10 for the bottom. Not bad. And a separator between those. It's gone. Why can I not see you anymore? Oh, because it needs to be a stylebox line, I think. Yeah. Color can be this color. If that's even visible. Kind of. Can I change the thickness? Yes, I can. And maybe it starts from -20 and 20. Or also -20. Maybe a different color and make it thinner. Looks okay, I guess. Not sure whether this looks good or not, but I think it's all right. Okay, so high score. We want to grab a reference to this. Oh. So we have the high score label. We just want to what do we want to do? Who's showing the game over UI? Is it main? There. Let's not do that. And let's have the UI respond to when the game is actually over. So globals. So when the game is over, we want to have it show itself. Let's also dispose this signal. So when the game is over, we set this to visible, and also the high score labels text can be the fetched high score from the game manager. Perfect. Okay, so the separator also stays whenever there's no new high score. So let's grab a reference to the separator as well. And set the fetch separator's visibility to false by default, and then when the game is over, or not when the game is over, when there's a new high score, we can turn it on. So now if I just die, just gives me my high score. Let's see if I can get to 5. Okay, it's being generous with the big gaps in the pipes. Alright, there we go. So when we have a new high score, it tells us what our new high score is, but it does not update the high score label. Where is that being set? High score label is being set on game over. Where is the high score being set? Being set here. And where is this being called? In main. If there's a new high score, let's also just set the new high scores label, or the high score label text to, well, this won't work. Let's see. I don't think that'll work. Let's just give it a shot though. Okay, I am never getting to 6. Let's go in here, open user data folder, and get rid of this so it resets our save data. So my high score should be reset now. So set to 1. There we go. Okay, it does work somehow. I guess we needed the update when the new high score is set. So this will work for whenever the high score hasn't changed, and this will update the high score whenever we hit a new high score. So that's good. And then finally I can add the audio component with the new high score audio. Let's randomize the pitch a bit. Did I randomize the pitch for the whack noises? I did not. Yeah. That's too much. Maybe 1.1, something very subtle. I don't know if there's a difference, but I guess there is. So what happens if I hit 3 again? It shouldn't show me the high score text. Well. There, right? I know it shouldn't show it. And just to test it out, let's try to get 4. There we go. Okay, new high score, and shows us the new high score as well. Awesome. And that should save across multiple play sessions. So if I just die immediately, it should still show me the old high score. Perfect. And let's go in here, grab a reference to the audio. So this was the new high score audio. Grab a reference to that. And whenever we hit a new high score, we want to play that audio. Well, I have to get more than 4. I should add a button to clear high score. Just for testing. There we go. Flip the pipes. Yeah, that's true. I noticed that earlier. Yeah, let's do that now. Should be pretty simple to do. We go into obstacle pair, grab the bottom sprite, and well, not as easier. I guess I can just set the scale to -1. I'm not sure if that messes with my area 2D though. Let's try it. So only on the x-axis. Does that cause any issues with the bottom area ready. Doesn't look like it. Awesome. Seems to be working. Nice. Perfect. Let's just test out the sound again. Let me clear the save. Perfect. I love this sound effect. Where is it? New high score. Wait, can you hear the jingle when you get the high score? Because I only hear the yay! I can't hear the jingle. This part. Maybe because the volume is too low? Okay, there, I can hear it now. Perfect. And for these buttons, let's also, I think when I click the button, the style box is just, it turns into a square. Yeah, even when I hover, the color is somehow the same. Let's do the same style box for hover and make unique, and maybe have a slightly darker, or let's do lighter actually, lighter color. And rest can be the same as, or let's make it slightly darker. And also let's get rid of focus mode for, oh, I just realized I should have selected both buttons. That's annoying. Well, for one, I want to set the focus to none for both of them. And then just two style boxes, so shouldn't be too much of a problem to just copy them over manually. So paste that, copy that, paste. So now when you hover, there you go. Doesn't change shape, and that works. And the restart button also works. Nice. There we go. So saving high score is done. And new high score is also done. So we're done with sounds. And finally, the only thing that's left is a death animation. Alright. Let's go in here. Let's use a particle system. Where's the process material? There. Particle process material. And the texture can be the same as our player. Whoa. Can go in visuals as well. And let's see. On angle. Let's add some variation there. Velocity. Let's have it go straight up. And this can be 0. Well, up needs to be -1. They're just flying off now. The max velocity can be much lower. Doesn't look like we have gravity. Let's look for, well, now in 4.4 you can just search for it. That's so nice. I hate having to find this every time. So we have gravity, it's just not enough, or maybe our velocity is too high. Let's just increase this. 150. 400. 1000. That's more like it. And instead of spawning them over time, let us spawn them all at once. How do you do that? For one, it needs to be one shot. So, lifetime 0.1. That's how long they exist for, okay. How do you make them all come out at the same time? Spawn. Does anyone know how you can make the particles all come out at once? Not in any of these. It's not in spawn. So we have amount, which is 8, time. Explosiveness. Oh, that does it. Okay. On. Set the minimum velocity to something higher as well. It's not bad. And let's have them rotate over time. So angular velocity. There. And I think the size is too big because our ducks are scaled. Are they? The ducks are not scaled. But I guess, does this scale affect? It doesn't. That's probably why. So let's use this value. So let's not parent it under. Let's keep it there. But let's use this as our minimum or maximum scale. And scale over velocity can have a curve. Hate the curve editor. Can go down over time. Where are they gone? Can I do over time instead of... I don't want scale over velocity, but I do want scale over time. Is this what I'm looking for? Yes. Maybe I can have it go a bit higher. The max value can be 2 or 1.5, and it overshoots a little bit before going back down. Maybe the overshoot can be more exaggerated. That's not bad. And I just realized since the wing is a separate image, so none of these ducks have wings. But that's fine. No one's going to notice. Can you stack multiple textures? I doubt it. So like a stacked texture resource? Probably not. But that's fine. So what I want to do now is whenever the player dies, we have an animation player already and he won't be flapping while dying. So I can reuse that same animation player. So let's make a new animation, call it death. Let's key the emitting value. So key that, create reset tracks. The key should be turned on. So whenever you play this, basically it does that. But it's looping. Why are you looping? Because I turned on one shot. So if I play, nothing happens. Nice. I think I just have to wait for a bit, and now if I play it, yeah. It's a little bit buggy. It's a bit annoying, but we'll only have to play it once, so shouldn't be a problem. So that place, let's also just hide the duck itself. So I'll grab each of these and then go down to visibility, key this, turn it off. And the reset track, it should be turned on by default. And then the death animation, it should be turned off. There we go. And now finally, when we die, where is that being detected? Not here apparently. Let's just make a public void play death. And stop the current animation. I guess we don't have to, but might as well. And play the death animation. And now where am I detecting the player collision? Probably in the obstacle pair. Yep. Player, grab a reference. Player dot play death animation. And I need to make sure that the animation player and the visuals have their process mode set to always. So now, whenever I die, there we go. It burst into a bunch of ducky pieces. There we go. Looks like they're all going to the right though. What is that? It should be... should be doing that. Let's try increasing the spread. But even then, this looks correct in the editor. Maybe it's the global versus local. Local. Let's try local coordinates. They flow backwards now. It looks fine actually. I was trying to just get them to explode in all directions, but I guess I'm fine with that. Oh, I think I know. I think it's because the player is rotated. So let's just rename this to kill player and actually set the rotation to 0 before we start playing the animation. And that should fix it, I think. There. Yeah, the player was rotated when... So the player rotates up and down. So that was the reason. the whole animation was rotated. Or the particle system was also rotated because it's a child. And with that, we can finally say that that's done as well. And that's everything we need, I think. That's all the stretch goals also finished. That's all the main core logic finished. We don't have a main menu or anything, but I think for the first game that's completely fine. There we go. So Flappy Bird is done. Awesome. So that's our first game of the challenge done. Along with all these stretch goals. Awesome. What's next? Next we have either Breakout or Jetpack Joyride. Probably will be going with Jetpack Joyride. That sounds a lot more interesting to work on than yet another Breakout clone. So yeah, that's it for this stream. Decent progress. So we did this in... How long have we been going for? An hour and a half. I think that was around 8 hours. For Flappy Bird, not too bad. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.